Waukesha is a step closer to being able to tap Lake Michigan as its primary source of water. Representatives of states and provinces that make up the Great Lakes Compact voted last week to approve Waukesha's request, now scaled down to 8.2 million gallons a day. That sets up a vote on final approval later next month. We recently heard from Waukesha Mayor Sean Riley, who says the Lake Michigan water is critical for his city because of radon problems and a declining water table. But some remain very much opposed to the diversion request. And one of those people is State Representative Corey Mason of Racine. Representative, good to have you back on the program.
Thanks for having me.
You are not necessarily as pessimistic as some might expect you to be based on this initial decision.
No, I'm not. I mean, what the Council of Governors did was sort of do the last thing they had to do on the checklist before the governors ultimately decide if they're going to approve or reject Waukesha's proposal. And in fact, at the meeting, Michigan's representative went out of his way to make it very clear that this shouldn't be misread as Michigan's approval of this in any way, that the governor is going to have to do his own independent review, as are all the other jurisdictions. And Minnesota couldn't even bring itself to vote for it. They abstained.
So you still think there's a chance that it might not get approval?
I do, and not just because you know, it's the overwhelming majority of people who've weighed in on it are opposed to it, whether it's legislators from across the basin or mayors from across the basin, or the more than 11,000 people who registered complaints or opposition to it. The problem with Waukesha's proposal is it doesn't meet the strict standards that are in the compact. You're only supposed to get an exemption from the ban on diversions if you have no other reasonable alternative.
Their mayor says they have no other reasonable alternative.
That is what they say, but you are hard-pressed to explain then why it is that neighboring communities that draw water from the same well manage to treat the radon problem without going to the Great Lakes water, or how it is that more than 70 communities in this state that have similar issues manage to treat the water without going to Great Lakes water. The Compact Implementation Committee here in Wisconsin thinks that they could treat this water more cheaply and as effectively as they could going to Great Lakes water.
You think there are remedies to their problem that they're currently not using?
I do, and I actually think when you push Waukesha in terms of like, well, what's the backup plan if they don't get Great Lakes water? They have a backup plan. They have a reasonable alternative. It's just that Great Lakes water is their preferred alternative, and that's not what the compact says. It doesn't say, well, if you would prefer to have Great Lakes water, go ahead. It says that only if you have no other reasonable alternative, and that's, I think, the biggest problem with their application. It's really built on a foundation of sand.
But the Waukesha mayor again says, look, there's language in the compact that permits this. It's there for a reason. We have a need. They have the language. This should happen.
If only it were that simple, right? I mean, there's two categories of exceptions from the diversion that are in the compact. If you're in a straddling community, if the basin goes right through the middle of your municipality, they actually allow for language in that says, you know, we'll let you do the entire municipality. It is this narrow exemption that Waukesha is going for, this community outside of the basin, but part of a county where part of it is in, where there's a very narrow exemption. But they don't get it automatically. It's the reason we're going through this whole process. They have to meet strict criteria where they show that there's no reasonable alternative, and then they're not going to do any damage to any of the other surface waters that are in the basin, which is another big concern about their proposal in terms of what it'll do to the Root River.
So to the precedent point,
yes.
What do you think this would mean in terms of long-term consequences, if it's granted?
Yeah, the reason I think you've got so many voices from around the basin, and this isn't just a Southeast Wisconsin issue, is if we get this wrong, the question is, the concern is for people like me and thousands of other people across the basin who fought to get the compact signed into law, is that it won't have the meaning of the compact itself. I mean, when we passed this, people like me that were in downstream communities were told, don't worry, there's strict language that says that they can't impair surface waters in the basin, so Racine will be just fine. Well, here we are now asking if the Council of Great Lakes Governors is actually going to uphold those strong standards to protect surface waters and the other environmental standards before you can get a ban from or an exemption from the ban on diversions, or if they're just going to let it go through. And I think that's why there's so much consternation, and it's why I'm actually still optimistic that ultimately Waukesha's answer is going to be no.
Representative Corey Mason is from Racine. We appreciate your time today. Thanks very much for being with us.
My pleasure. Thanks, Mike.
When we come back, Destination Downtown.